looking at the COVID data, well, in the last 24 hours, we have just over 41,383 cases. That's marginally lower than yesterday. Also, marginal rise in active cases. Deaths are down by 1.5%. Deaths are down by 507. Now, this huge dip is also because the earlier backlog of deaths is not been there today. The recovery rate is still high, and the daily positivity rate is still below 2.5%. But let's just look at the global numbers, and as we can see, the cases rising of the Delta variant. Brazil is back at the top of global numbers at over 54,000. The United States, however, has now crossed 51,000, though the main number of people in hospitals are not vaccinated. Sonal has that report.
All right. Well, how exactly are vaccines going to end the pandemic? Are vaccines effective? This is the question that has dominated our mind for quite a while now. But now data emerging that actually puts this question to rest. What is that? Well, to start with, data emerging from UK and US is saying this. For starters, let's look at what US is looking at these figures as. US at the moment averaging about 41,310 daily cases. That's up about 171%. But if you look at hospitalization, significantly lower at just 49%. And the silver lining in it all is the number of deaths reported. That's just about 42% only. So who are these people who actually did land up in the hospitals? Well, latest data analyzed by several organizations now point out that US, the breakthrough infections in fully vaccinated people accounted for fewer than 1,200 of more than over lakh COVID-19 hospitalizations. That's just about 1.1%, and only about 150 or more on 18,000 COVID-19 deaths in May of fully vaccinated people. That translates to 0.8% of 5 deaths per day on an average. That's US for you. What about UK? Well, an analysis there, and this graph takes you through that. Look at the wide divide in those two waves at this point. It tells you that the number of people who vis-a-vis the numbers got admitted in hospitals and subsequently lost their lives is much, much lower. In conclusion, vaccines do work. So come on, India, go get yourself vaccinated.